Hey guys, can you believe that it's already March of 2020? That just blows my freaking mind. I had so many other videos I wanted to get done before we were this far into the year, but alas, that did not happen. But now the coronavirus has kind of messed up everyone's lives. It's messed up my school, work, everything. So I have a little more free time, so it's time for me to catch up on some videos I've been wanting to make and some videos I should make. So without further ado, let's jump into the All Things Christian Rock 2019 Awards. A few disclaimers before we get this video rolling. Obviously, I don't recommend making videos in the car, but I had time to do it. Take this as an opportunity to plug the All Things Christian Rock Spotify playlist. There's a link to that in the description. I listened to that whole playlist and it took care of half of my long ride here. It's a great way to keep up with new music. So as a result of that, as well as what happened to last year's video, being that when I posted it, I spent a couple days editing it and posted it, and it was like really formatted to look like the Grammys kind of, and it got flagged for using too much other people's content. So as a result, this is a much more dumbed down version of what was last year's. Last year's, I don't believe, is even on YouTube anymore. So this is basically just going over who was nominated, who won, and give a little bit of side commentary. Last thing before we jump into this video, I did not come up with the winners. The winners were voted on by you guys over at the All Things Christian Rock Facebook page. We will be doing this again next year. As well as there's tons of stuff going on the Facebook page all the time. I'm sharing news and stuff almost every day. So make sure you're following All Things Christian Rock on Facebook as well. Link to that in the description as well. So let's go ahead and jump in with the first category, being Rock Album of the Year. For Rock Album of the Year, there was Victorious by Skillet, Love Letter Kill Shot by Disciple, the name's slipping of me right now, the Seventh Day Slumber record that came out, Tension by Random Hero, and the Evening Hate EP by Red. And the winner was Love Letter Kill Shot by Disciple. I gotta admit, I was kind of surprised at first that it won, but I've had the opportunity to listen to it several more times, and I kind of get it now. Based on the singles, I wasn't like super thrilled with it, but there's some of the smaller songs or lesser known songs on the album really kick. There's some great lyrical messages on really every song on the album. And there's, I have to respect the band for not always sounding exactly the same. Like, they do a couple of new things, especially on that first single they dropped, Cuff the Criminal. It's, it still sounds like Disciple, but it's pretty different. So yeah, great rock album. Next up, we got Metal Album of the Year. I went ahead and put War and Peace by Demon Hunter as one album. I mean, it was a double album. They're very similar as far as production style and music style and all that. Hostile Mind by Bloodlines, Eclipse by Wolves at the Gate, All Hail by Norma Jean, and Void by War of Ages. Before I reveal the winner, I will also mention that there were some albums, like the voting happened like early December. After that time is when Disconnect by Nothing Left came out, and I think that is a solid album. Probably could have made the top 5. So it came out after the voting period, so it will, if it's like still top 5 material, it can be nominated for the 2020 awards. So this ended up getting like half of the votes was War and Peace by Demon Hunter. I can't say I'm that surprised though. Demon Hunter's my favorite metal band of all time. They're the band that got me into the genre. They've kept me interested in the genre. And they made, 20 songs worth of really solid stuff. None of it really feels like filler. Great, blew me away. However, my personal vote, I do vote on this, by the way, but it's one against, I don't know, there's like 40 or 50 people who vote. And I voted for All Hail by Norma Jean. If you have not listened to that record, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's probably the best record Norma Jean has ever made. Next up is Music Video of the Year. I know a lot of people actually use YouTube as their like primary streaming site. I don't understand that. YouTube doesn't have great sound quality, but ever since MTV started, music videos have been a huge part of the industry, a huge part of entertainment, and it in some cases can even help explain what songs are about, and that I think is even cooler, or sometimes it's just something kind of flashy to fling around. Nominees for this were The Evening Hate by Red, Voicing the Violence by Wolves at the Gate, Everything Means Nothing by Fit for a King, The Negative by Demon Hunter, and Chemical by The Devil Wears Prada. First of all of these are really entertaining watches, so if you haven't seen any of those, go check them out. The winner was Fit for a King. On top of the fact that it's a really cool video with great special effects and a cool story, it's one of my favorite Fit for a King songs to date, and I'm excited for their new record that's coming out later this year. Another really important thing that people need to remember is, like, we like to think that all that matters is the music and the imagery doesn't matter, but I mean, really, imagery does matter, right? So, how many albums have you just been like, hey, that looks cool, and because it looks cool, you checked it out, and now you really like it? Like, album art matters, so I felt like that was important to have a category on here as well. The nominees for that were, again, War and Peace by Demon Hunter, Hustle Mine by Bloodlines. I'm so sorry, all you Face Down guys. I totally can't remember what Comrade's record is, but it has some cool songs and a cool album cover. The Act by The Devil Wears Prada, and Bloodied by Oh Sleeper. Again, the winner of that was Demon Hunter. But I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, as cool as all those other album covers are, there's a huge part of Demon Hunter's success comes from their imagery. Everyone, like, anyone who's exposed to this scene, even if you're not like necessarily a fan of Demon Hunter, you recognize the logo, and to so many people it means a lot. Like, that's why so many people, including myself, have the Demon Hunter logo tattooed on their body, is because it symbolizes so much. And so the fact that they've continued to make it their symbol and use it from record to record, I think says a lot that imagery matters. And then the last category is New Artist of the Year. I should have a quick disclaimer. These aren't necessarily like new bands, like they started this year or anything, but they're bands that are, you know, just starting to get recognition, or they're still pretty new or haven't had a major release yet, or whatever. So the nominees for this category were Weeping Hour, Collision of Innocence, Empty, What We Keep in Secret, and No Shame, my own band Tundra. No shame in plugging my own band. We do have a new single out called Dissonance that you should check out, as well as our album Wastelands coming out April 10th. Please check it out. I need your support. The winner of that was Empty. I definitely recommend checking them out. They're really cool. I actually didn't really hear about them until I was putting that list together. They are on Solid State Records, and kind of under oath sounding, very mid-2000s post-hardcore, metalcore, Warped Tour kind of sound. But they definitely have a little bit of their own fling to it as well. They have a handful of songs that really stand out, so I would definitely recommend checking them out. So that's really it for this video. Please subscribe, share, like. What do you agree with or disagree with? Leave comments below. There's a lot of great music coming out in 2020, so what are you most excited for? If you haven't seen my video for the top 10 albums of 2019, go watch that. It's on the channel as well. Get a little bit of my input on 2019 as a year in general for music, not just in the Christian music industry. So I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video out, but you know, with everything going on in the world right now, I have tons of time. I'm gonna be making a few more videos, and yeah, just be safe, look after each other, God bless, subscribe, all that nonsense. I will see you in a future video.